Hey y'all, so packing up for Eagle Rock Loop later this week, and we're just gonna go over kind of what my loadout is, what I'm carrying, what I changed a little bit, uh, and this is within 3 weeks. I've made a few small changes, but yeah, let's jump into it. One of these days I'm gonna have a real intro. Not today though, but let's get into it. I kind of tried to arrange it to where you can kind of see some of the smaller items. They're a little bit closer. My larger items we're actually going to go over first, but I'll bring them closer to the camera. So disregard the fact that I'm probably going to be standing up, sitting down, doing all that stuff so I can stay in frame. So to start out, we've got the ULA Circuit. One of the changes that I made was I did add some bungee and kind of arrange it in a way so that as you'll see later, I'm able to carry one of my sleeping pads on the outside. Don't know if I'll stick to this route, but that's going to be the main pack. One thing I do like about it, as I probably said before, is has these really large side pockets, which have something in them. Something I found on the trail earlier in the trip. But yeah, we're gonna start out with that ULA Circuit pack. 2 large hip pockets, large drink pockets, water bottle pockets. I'm not positive what the actual cubic is on it, but I do know that it fits more than my 48, and so I'm assuming it's probably about a 60-ish liter pack. So going in here first, I'm going to set this down, and we're just going to go over things instead of packing up as I go. I'm just going to toss them down here. I'll pick them up later. To start out, I am doing the compactor bag. Even though it is a water resistant backpack, it is water resistant and not waterproof. So I'm going to add this as a layer of protection, just a little bit of insurance with everything else that I'm carrying. From there, shelter system, I am taking the Lanshan 2 for this trip, giving me a little bit extra room. I've got the Lanshan 1, but I don't have a footprint for it yet. I did get the footprint for the Lanshan 2 off of Amazon, so that's already rigged up, ready to go with this trip. So I'll try the Lanshan 1 on a separate trip. As far as how rocky it's supposed to be, I'll take this one and have that little bit of protection for the floor, for the bathtub on it. From there, sleeping system, I am taking the UGQ underquilt. I believe it's a 20-degree bag. I still haven't double checked that, but I'm pretty sure anything I bought was probably a 20 and overstuffed. So it may be a little bit heavy, a little bit better as far as temperature wise, but we're gonna stick to that. This does have one of the changes that I made. I'm not positive where I threw the other bag, but I am swapping out the stuff sack for just a basic REI instead of my waterproof. These will be stuffed into my compactor bag, will be clothing and sleeping system. The tent itself will actually be packed outside of that compactor bag. But that's change number 1 for this video. Change number 2 is I did pick up the Nemo switchback. Let's see if we can see that. So it is a closed cell foam. This will be a test, but again, with possibly a rocky campground, I would like to have a little bit of protection for my inflatable. I will be carrying both. That just gives me a little bit more comfort. I am a side sleeper, and I've heard horror stories on that, but side sleepers kind of need that extra protection. So there is those. This is supposed to be there. I am carrying black diamond trekking poles. I did end up picking up some new baskets, simply because when I first bought these, or when I first got them, and again, that's a 2009 purchase, I didn't understand baskets, so I took them off. I threw them off to the side. Haven't seen them since. So I had to break down and go buy a set of baskets so that I could use my favorite poles. These might be retired after this, so it is a long life item for me. I've had other ones that I've picked up during trips that ended up being these ended up being on the wall for a little bit. Going from there, I have a set of clothes as far as a sleeping or a camp set. Extra socks, just a t-shirt, a lightweight Under Armour wicking t-shirt, and some zip-off pants. More than likely I'll be hiking in them as shorts, and then just have the zip-offs shoved into this into my sleeping bag or quilt stuff sack. Along with that being my Columbia, I believe it's an 800 fill jacket. Very simple. It's lasted quite a few seasons for me. So I'm going to be stuffing this, my shirt, one pair of socks, not two, and more than likely the bottoms of the zip-off legs into the stuff sack with my quilt. So that will all be compressed and in a compactor bag. I do carry some hair ties. Got a little bit of that. So hair ties are wonderful. They also double use because I do carry my smart water bottle with my trowel, and I just use that to keep them together. This is a dirty bottle as far as water is concerned. That will attach to my Sawyer. We'll get to that in a minute. So that was clothes as far as camp clothes. Rain gear, the pants. So I do have an extra layer in case it does get really chilly, and a rain jacket. These will be kept in my outside mesh pocket on the trail. At least the jacket will. The pants may just be shoved towards the top inside the pack. But that's that. That is clothes. From there we have our, excuse me for that, but we have our food bag. This is the Z-Packs food bag roll top. It was as a bear hang kit when I ordered it. If you want to get the breakdown of this, more than likely I've already got the 4 days of Eagle Rock food video posted. I will likely put the food up. This video will probably be either as we get on the trail or once we get back. Just depends on what I end up doing. But Z-Packs food bag. I will carry my Jetboil micro mow, and I did remove the pot stand from it, so a little bit lighter. I believe I weighed it up, it was like 7.8 ounces. I was looking at whether to take the micro mow or the mini mow, which is a difference of a 0.8 liter pot or a 1 liter pot. Ended up being roughly 2.5 ounces lighter to go with the micro mow. Not a big deal, but when it came to packing up, I'm likely carrying this one, just because of area taken up, room taken up in the pack. For our water system, for our filter system, I am going with the Sawyer squeeze and a bag. The bag is more of see how well it lasts, how well it will hold up. I don't have very much enthusiasm for that bag, but that is only going by other people's reviews and not my own. I have not used these yet, so this will be my first time with the bag. That's what the water bottle's for. I will be adding 2 full liters as well, and that will cover my water storage. From there, we're getting the spork as well. Again, this is just a Snow Peak titanium, and kind of basic, what everybody else is running, or not what everybody is running, but what everybody else has seen. I did think about changing this out. It just didn't happen. I didn't find the one that I wanted. I don't need a real deep spoon or spork, because I mean that's only half of its length to go into my jet boil. And the Minimo is actually the same, or roughly the same height. I won't say the exact same, but I will say roughly the same height from eyeball. And I also carry just a simple lighter, just in case that striker decides it doesn't want to play nice one night. I'll have that as a backup. Hopefully we're still able to see. I just kind of keep piling everything up. TP, and I carry some extra batteries for my headlamp, which obviously is here. So there is my headlamp setup, and then from there it's just a basic first aid kit. Has some aspirin, some antacid, and a couple band-aids, Neosporin. I don't carry a whole lot of first aid. My theory is it's very simple, and most of what I'm going to end up with I could probably take care of, as well as not a lot of band-aids because I have my TP. I have some duct tape. Will actually go on that lighter here in a minute, since that is a new lighter. It hasn't been hit yet. And just a set of hot hands. They're very light, and I actually ended up picking them up from a friend of mine during our last big trip together. So these will just go right back into that first aid pouch. I say first aid pouch, it's actually just a little ditty bag, which I also carry my electronics in. All I'm carrying this round is a very basic Anchor battery pack. I believe this is a 20 again. Let's double check. Yes, 20,000 milliamp hour Anchor battery, straight from Amazon. So that's the battery I'm carrying. I don't think I'll have too much of a problem with power. A Garmin cable. I know you can't really see it, it's on my shirt, which happens to be black as well, but just a Garmin cable for my watch. I'm not carrying a GPS, I'm just doing it by my watch, and we'll see how well that works. As well as a USB-C cable for my phone. My phone is my camera, is my videos, so that's kind of important, at least for this, as well as it does run my Gaia apps and what used to be Gut Hook. I did finally download that for this trip, so that'll be a little bit different because I'm used to paper maps and I don't know that I'll get one yet. One other change that I did make is, I'll probably have to stand up and show you this one, but I went to an Ultrapod instead of my GorillaPod. So, there is the Ultrapod. Oh, you can kind of see it now. Get it in the sun correctly. But very simple, very small. I do have the phone attachment, which is actually being used right there. If I can point correctly, yep, right there. So that's going to go on here. Reasoning for that was that the GorillaPod weighs in minus the phone mount at 2 ounces. The GorillaPod came in at roughly 10, I believe it was.